Yeah, I guess. But it's okay. I smoke shisha a lot. I'm gonna turn the volume a little bit lower. I hope everything is fine with the setup. My first stream. Yeah, I have a VIP room, so there's a lot of content in there. We have a lot of stuff. So first of all, my trading guide. Then we have more than 60 hours of content. Weekly commentaries, market and trade breakdowns, lectures, everything in the VIP room. You can join my Discord, and in there you can upgrade to VIP. So I'm gonna chill until equity open. We have a lot of news this week. Yo, Jason, what's up? I hope everything is fine with the setup, audio, everything. So yeah, I got my shisha, my coffee. And the charts, obviously. I have to turn off the notifications here. So it's my first stream, as I said. I want to do this more often, especially this week, every day, next week, every day. Volume could do, yeah, let me see. Turn it up a little bit. Okay, I hope this is better. Yeah, I'm waiting for equity open. Yo, Apollo, what's up? Let's go into some charts. Yeah. I think in streaming I have to smoke some shisha just to have something. But yeah, in NQ, we did trade back into this busy with the rejection from today. So we are kind of back in this range. We do have a lot of news, 10 a.m. news today. And NFP this week, so I'm expecting some movement this day, today. But we already had a lot in London Open, so... So we might just chill until equity open, 13 minutes. Yeah, in the private group, I said something about the last new week opening gap. Once we trade into that on Thursday, we might see lower price action. And today we did see that after the new week opening gap from this week. So we are kind of, again, back in the range, but I expected once we see more movement back into or below this week CE, then I like the sell side liquidity. But otherwise, I don't have a hard bias right now on the daily. So I'm more focusing on lower time frames. And I have to get into this like streaming stuff. It's my first stream. I kind of like it already. So I do like the daily weekend here, this one. I'll mark the quadrants. Taking our one, yeah, much appreciated. I want to do this every day from now on. Yo, Neo, what's up? So let's go on the 1 hour chart here. So this daily value gap from here, we did close below that. Normally, if you see like a consolidation like this and see a gap like this, you want to see this as a breakaway gap. But the fact that it did trade immediately back into this makes it harder to see bullish price action. Let's get the new week opening gap here. We have this one here, this bigger one. We're still trading or back trading inside that. We have this one here from the from the previous week, and from the current week, this one here is similar to what we had previous week. So if you line up every single new week opening gap, that might be a little bit too busy. But I'm gonna put the current one as definitely as a new week opening gap here. So this one is, oh, it's already February. And I usually refer to Monday, not to Sunday. So we did trade into the busy from the daily chart on the low, and saw this rejection here in the London Open. And we had a big movement from Friday high to now Monday low, in between, like on Sunday's price action. I definitely see some size liquidity here. This one. Yeah, I can turn it up a little bit more. I just need to be more like speak into the mic. I hope this is fine now. It said that I disconnected, but hope I'm back. I still need to work on some things here, I think. So once we trade above the 50% of the daily wick in here, I would like to see this internal buy side liquidity, and then above these new wick opening gaps, the buy side up here. So 5 minutes until equity open. So the opening range gap will be quite large. I think I'm gonna make this yellow. So we do have regular trading our sales liquidity here, and we will get below that. Okay, 10 seconds. All right, we get below the sales liquidity and immediately jumped into the opening range gap midpoint. We do have 10 a.m. news, high impact. So I kind of want to wait for that. Yo, Paradox, what's up? So we did leave sell side liquidity down here with a BC and sell side down here. I like that. I don't know if you are able to hear the music. Please let me know, because in OBS it does not show any like volume from the desktop. Okay. What about now? I mean, I don't want to have the music too loud. Still both. All right, let me check. Mm. Okay, I'm not sure about now. So the voice is actually now in the like the green, no, not the green, the yellow section of like the OBS volume audio thing. Still no music, okay. That's weird. For me, it's pretty loud. Okay, let me know about this. Okay, perfect. We do have some buy-side liquidities up here. Some internal buy-side liquidity pools. Okay, I'm gonna let it like this. So the first presentation here at 9:35. And we still want to wait for the 10 a.m. news here. So this sell side down here, the green line, this was from the regular trading hours. So we kind of already traded into sell side liquidity. That is why we have this huge retracement to the upside and completely filled the opening range gap already. I mean, I did watch everything from ICT, everything even from back from 2010, I think. But the mentorships on YouTube, they are good. So the 2022 and 2023. Otherwise, every single playlist he has. I'm a big fan of watching everything, to be honest. And I don't think there's a right order to watch it. Because it's so much content, you cannot like get the best things out of it if you only watch one playlist or one video. So like I said on the daily chart, we did trade back into this range in here. So we're kind of stuck on the daily chart. And on the weekly, we also have like back and forth price action if you look at the weekly candles. But I marked up the Thursday wick in here, the midpoint, the quadrants. And it did leave a lot of sell-side liquidity, so we have to see what 10 a.m. does, and if it keeps grinding higher, then I like this maybe for the PM session. But we're gonna adjust at 10 a.m. Yo, just vibes. What up? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I do use SMT, but I don't use it in consolidations or as a reversal. I use it as a trending concept basically. So whenever I see, for example, NQ drawing into a, for example, this has a liquidity pool, I would then look at the SMT on the highs as a continuation from the high to the sales liquidity pool. But because we are on a daily time frame consolidation, I don't look at the highs as an SMT. We do have an SMT there between ES and NQ and YM, I think. But I don't use that as a reversal on the daily time frame there because we are still bullish overall, and I don't like to call any tops or anything. And I mainly use it for entries as well. So we're kind of slowing down here before the 10 a.m. news. So once we trade above these new week opening gaps here, I definitely like the buy setup here. We do have sell side here on the trend line Phantom. Usually when you see this, in the middle of that will be the sell side with the most orders from retail. If it keeps pushing higher at 10 a.m., we might see a run on the buy side up here. And then based on that, there might be something on the seconds time frame to get a trade up into the buy side here. Yeah, I did trade Forex, but I switched to NQ like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, I tried to turn up the volume a little bit, but it's already at the maximum, to be honest. So yeah, Forex is, I do trade it when I have like day trades or swing trades, but I'm not scalping it anymore. I like NQ. Especially on the 1 minute chart, I definitely only trade NQ. Yeah, I sometimes look at the midnight opening range. Here, for example, the midnight opening range would be down here. So I'm not including it right now because we are too far away from it. But once we trade towards these sell-side liquidity pools, I'm aware of that and use it as a target or something to take profit on. So, or use it intraday when we are ranging around that. I'm gonna look at this fair value gap here as a potential inversion fair value gap. Yeah, exactly. So if 10 a.m. pushes above this fair value gap here, then it might just trade higher. Exactly. So the buy side here, very nice internal buy side liquidity taken. So in this case, I'm gonna watch at an ES, ES and YM. Okay, both do not trade the high here. And because we don't have a trending market on the daily time frame, we are in a consolidation. That is why I'm looking at the intraday liquidities and not like, for example, on the daily time frame. I'm not looking at the buy side up here, for example, for now. It has to show me some price action to get above premium arrays to then take out the buy side liquidity. Otherwise, I'm staying on the 1 minute intraday chart. And this black line in here with the busy, that is the daily wick. So when we see like now it trades down with speed and leaves a sell side or basically a bearish for value gap, then I like to trade it into the first presentation and use it as inversion to then trade into the sell sides down here. Otherwise, I'm sitting still for now. Yeah, I was talking about CLS in the forum with ICT and everyone. One of the first ones, yeah. You can see it trades above this busy again. Yeah, it's definitely a rabbit hole. So you can find a lot of information about it. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Okay, 1 minute. I'm gonna set up the audio a little bit better. I will be back in 1 minute with the cam. Okay, I'm back. It should be better now. So yeah, we're trading towards the buy side liquidity up here. Yeah, have fun in the gym. Thank you, man. Much love. So Friday high is the target right now. I still like all the sell side liquidity down here. So it left this sell side here and it left the sell side from the pre-market session. So if I don't get something in the AM session, I might get something in the PM session. Yeah, so ES took Friday high. That means we have NQ being the 6 sister and probably catching up. Because the highs here on NQ are too smooth and we are near that. So it would make sense to follow up. Yeah, I'm also not liking the idea of buying it here right now. If we had a run into this smaller Bayesian here, this one, right after this candle, then this would definitely be a buy signal. But for now, I'm sitting still and chilling. We do have a run on sell side here. This busy here is something to consider as a long, to be honest. 20 and stop for almost 100 handles. I wanted to buy on this order block here. I was too late. But we're now also outside of the macro, and we did have already some movement inside the macro. So it's not a triple A setup here. Yeah, this would have been really, really nice setup here. I'm watching the 1 hour highs in here, Friday high. And we are so high in the premium right now. Yo, micromate. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Oh, yeah, of course. I know you. Welcome, welcome. So this was a really, really nice trade on the 15 seconds to target the buy setup here. But I'm fine with letting it run without me. So you can see the size of liquidity rated here and then this busy here. So it's grinding higher here after 10 a.m. It did trade above this busy. If we see from 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. A rejection from this 1 hour or this Friday high, there's a lot of sell side resting in here. So in the PM session, if lunch hour gives the confirmation about it, then PM session, I might trade into this down here. Otherwise, I'm sitting still. And we do have tomorrow, we have 10 a.m. news. On Wednesday, we have 8:15 and 10 a.m. Thursday, a lot of pre-market session news. And then on Friday, NFP. So I'm gonna stream in every AM session and probably sometimes in the PM session. Yeah, GG, man. Thank you for being here. So still inside this range. So that is why I said it's not the best probability to trade down into this as a liquidity down here. It has to show something for that, and it did not. So it's trading back into this drop from Thursday and Friday. Or yeah, Thursday and Friday. So not chasing it up here. I'm gonna wait for more high probability stuff. And the fact that we did leave the sell side with the BC makes it very interesting to see a move down here. But we have to wait for that on time. So even if you got in here in that 15 seconds time frame, it's not showing a lot of like volatility into the buy side liquidity. So it's not worth it to stay in this kind of price action. For longs, it would have been better to trade into some of the sell side liquidity pools. I do like the market maker buy model on the 5 seconds here. So the 15 seconds busy here. I do not like the fact that it leave a balanced price range in here. Yeah, so not worth it to trade this busy on the 15 seconds here. Yeah, I still like the idea of trading up into the Friday high. because ES did trade into the Friday high, but NQ is following up. So I like the idea of the 6 sister concept in here. That is a daily level. It's from the daily wick. In here, this Thursday wick in here, the upper quadrant in here, that is where it consolidates. So I like the in 10 seconds to push higher at the 38 candle. So we had a nice busy here, and that came from the 1 minute as well. So this busy here, the 1 minute range around that level here. So let's see. So you can see it's trading nicely into and towards the buy side liquidity. Let's see if this one here can stay as a measurement gap. And this down here breakaway gap. But due to the fact that we are trading in a high premium, right at the buy side liquidity pool makes it harder to get these high probability trades. And if you trade this, you should put your stop loss into break even right away. Hey, Bo. Thank you, man. I will do a $1,000 challenge here on YouTube as well. But I have to get into the streaming part first. So I'm not messing up anything in here. So a $1,000 live account challenge, basically. So it immediately traded back into this gap here towards the range in here. So we're sitting still. It's ranging right before the macro 1050. There's a new week opening gap from the 29th. Yeah, that might be. I think I deleted one or two. 9. Oh yeah, right about here, right? Yeah. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna mark this real quick. Let's see if that's right. So this Friday close to Sunday opening. Yeah, I do have a Discord. The link should be in the description. And yeah, if not, you can see in my YouTube bio. There are all links. I do have a Discord. I do have a VIP room where I have market reviews, commentaries, and stuff like that. Also trade breakdowns. Let me check if it's in the description, but I think it should be. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can find everything down there. Um, 863. and 856. Yeah, I do have that. Thank you for letting me know. So new week opening gap. I'm gonna wait for the macro here. If we can reach into the buy side up here. Otherwise, I might be more interested into the PM session. So 2 minutes until the macro. So these internal liquidity here, the sell side is taken. I'm basically looking for the right time with the right model. So for example, right now we have the 1050 macro, and if it reaches into the sell side with a rejection, the speed, leaving a bias, leaving a busy, that it would make it very interesting to trade up into the buy side liquidity. In here, for example, the same setup, but if you take this, it's not the right timing. So yes, you could have taken this as a trade and might stop you at break even, but I'm gonna wait for the highest probability stuff. As you can see, we did trade into the sell side. Now this busy in here. I'm gonna buy this. The pretty tight stop loss. Around here. 12.5. So now I'm targeting the buy side. Let's see how it plays out. We're still in a high premium, so risk management has to be on point here. And it's again ranging like I did here. So that is what I'm not want to see in here. Because we have the right timing. It should reach for the buy side liquidity if it wants to. So now if we have no rejection on the sell side here, that would kill the trade. Now I'm watching the CB in here. It has to reach above that. Otherwise, I have to cut the trade. This is what I want to see. So I'm going to put the stop loss right above the sell side liquidity. I don't want to see another rejection from that, or I trade into that. You could be very aggressive with the stop loss management here to put it below the inversion fair value gap. I'm going to put this below the new week opening gap here. So it's very aggressive stop loss management because we are still in a very, very high premium. And the setup would be killed once we trade into these discount areas or below that. And on the 1 minute, we did not leave a busy here. So that's only, what is that? Five handles or something. Yeah, 4 handles. So nothing too big. I do not want to see a movement below the inversion fair value gap again. If it does so, then the idea of this trade is basically killed. Like that. So you have to be very nimble in this. So stop me here for 4 handles only. If there is another setup towards the buy side liquidity, I'm gonna take it. And we're still like operating inside a high premium here. So the model, everything was completely fine. We took the sell side liquidity, had this rejection above the new week opening gap again, and then this EO Fed basically, coupled with this breaker. And you see, if it trades below the inversion parallel gap or below these candles, it's definitely not like supporting the idea of trading higher, because it should have traded away from this busy here if it wants to reach into the buy side. So this is why we have this kind of huge retracement here. And if you put your stop loss below this one here, the narrative would be not right, because if it trades below this here and this has a liquidity, it will also trade into this. So stop loss management has to be on point when you do trade on the 15 seconds. So let's see on the 1 minute and wait for more signs. I hope the idea of this 15 seconds setup here makes sense, and the stop loss management. Because I would rather lose like 4 handles instead of like 15 or 20. Yeah, we do have SMT. Yeah, I know. But because we are still ranging on the daily time frame, I'm not looking for like reversals on the SMT, you know? We're gonna wait here a little bit more and then probably have no interest anymore. And tune back in the PM session. Yeah, we do have a daily bearish SMT. If you mean this with the all-time high in here, yeah, but I'm not calling it like tops or anything in NQ or ES. And the fact that we are still trading inside this range here, I'm not like trading SMTs based on reversals or tops or bottoms. The daily inversion for this one, you mean, from Tuesday? I have this. Yeah, I've had this marked up in here. Or if you put this on, yeah. But I like to have it off. I'm looking at this up here. Because if you also use the settlement, basically, you don't have this busy right here, right? I mean, you have it, but you don't have the volume imbalance down here. And if you put it on, you have the volume imbalance down here. So I'm looking at the when it's off, basically, at the daily chart. I still like the idea of catching up with ES into the buy sides. Oh, that's nice. Welcome back. I think we know each other, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 1.5. Something around that. I think 2 years, yeah. I'm losing interest in here. It might be something there in the PM session. So yeah, we left a lot of sell-side liquidities down here, especially the sell-side pre-market session with the busy. And we did not reach into the buy sides here yet, into the Friday high. So I'm gonna end the stream here. If I find something in the PM session, I might turn back. Otherwise, I'm back tomorrow in the AM session, and we do have a lot of news. So this week will be have a lot of volatility, I think, especially on Friday with the NFP. So yeah, it was my first stream. I hope you liked it. And I will see you tomorrow at latest. So yeah, see ya.